Oh, she's wet and slimy. That's what she said. Hey guys, it's me, Sylvia, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're gonna be doing something that's been highly requested by you guys, and I was a little intrigued because I never heard of this brand before. We're doing a full face of FOREVER52 makeup. You heard me right, it's FOREVER52, not Forever 21. I've been getting it confused. It's not the same thing. So this brand seems to be really popular in the Middle East, and the price point seems to be similar to like drugstore prices. I'm curious to see how good these products are. I did manage to get a full face worth of products to really test out and see what my overall kind of opinion on this brand is by the end of the video. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed to my channel by clicking that little red button, and don't forget to turn my notifications on by clicking the bell so then you're notified every time I drop a new video. Also, I want to remind you guys to be following my Instagram if you want to get in on the makeup giveaways that I'm doing right now. So with every single new post, I still got like 6 boxes to go, so there's a lot more chances to win. So starting off with primer, I did manage to find something on the site. This is the Zero Pore Soaperation Cream. All I can gather from it is that's supposed to give you a mattifying poreless base, but the website really doesn't have a lot of info on each of the products, like on the descriptions or anything like that. There's none of that. So it's all gonna be like on a whim, our own first impressions, guessing what the products are supposed to do for you, basically. It's got a little pump nozzle, which I like. It gets the product out there right away. Oh God, why did it pump out a little black speck though? Have you guys seen that? Oh, I'm concerned. Am I still gonna put it on my face? Yes. These are the risks I take for you guys. It definitely has that like silicone-y kind of thick texture that you know is about to mattify your face. And I'm gonna mostly focus this on my T-zone because I am an oily girl, and honestly most of my giant large pores are in my T-zone. But I'm definitely like combination skin, so I get more dry on my acne spots here, so I will avoid that area. It's actually really silky and definitely not as thick applying it as I thought it would be. It blends out really easily. It's definitely filled in my pores and kind of smoothed out my skin, and although it does say it's mattifying, I'm still having a nice glow to my skin, so it still looks skin-like. I'm not completely dried out like a lot of the times pore filling primers can do. So I'm liking it so far, but let's see how the foundation applies over top. So for foundation, we have the Daily Life FOREVER52 Photo Matte Liquid Foundation. Am I saying this right? Why are there accents on the E? Is it like FOREVER? I'm hoping this is my shade. Honestly, it looks a lot of bit dark. And I will say with a lot of the stuff that I ordered when it came in, I was surprised to see that the shades were definitely off than what it looked like on the website. So let's start applying. I'm definitely at my palest right now, y'all. Are you seeing this? I'm about to be Donald Trump, ultimate Cheeto. What the heck? This is definitely not my shade. It's in the shade PLF007 Irish. So why does this look so dark? Oh my God. Oh, I mean, it's the only shade that I got. And like I said, it was really difficult to tell what shade would work for you on the website. They just didn't have like a lot of pictures or things to reference, but you know, we'll just ignore the shade and just focus on the formula of it. It's definitely a medium to full coverage, which I usually like in a foundation. I don't like to look like a Cheeto, but it's fine. I honestly might just go put on a turtleneck so this isn't as distracting, or we'll just completely put this all over my body and bathe in it. Oh my God, I need a tan. What the heck? Okay, so I literally had to do it. I had to change into something with like a higher color. Matter of fact, let me put this on my hands too, because I'm distracted. I don't know about you guys. I'm hella distracted. Check it out, a little sneak peek of some new merch that might be coming out very soon. If you haven't yet, check out the S Club merch. We got bomb hoodies with roses on the sleeves, link in the description. Make sure you're tagging me also if you're posting in the S Club merch so I can repost you guys. But just know I'm working on a lot of new items coming out very soon, so get ready. So foundation's completely applied, other than obviously the shade being way off. It does seem like a decent foundation. It's medium to full coverage, depending on how much you build it. I built it up on my problem areas and it completely covered those up. The formula kind of reminds me of MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, which is like an OG fave of mine. So I am liking it so far, but I want to see kind of how it wears throughout the video, and we'll circle back to it at the end. Moving on. So next up, we'll try their Complete Coverage Concealer. This one I got 2 shades in, so we got 01 and 03. I should have done that for the foundation, for goodness sakes. I played myself. So I'll do a little bit of 01. Ooh, she's bright. And maybe we'll mix it a little bit with that 03 since my skin is literally so dark now. Let's blend it out. It's lightweight. It says it's supposed to help premature aging, so we love that if that's true. It's a really nice formula. It's blending right into that foundation. It gives you some time to play with it. It's not drying down too fast, which I like. It's a nice satin natural finish. Concealer's on and I'm liking it. I mean, for an affordable concealer, I think it's like less than $9. It is really good. It's covered up my dark circles. It's lightweight weight. It hasn't made me look cakey or accentuated fine lines under there, but we do have to set it. So we have the FOREVER52 translucent loose powder, which isn't so translucent. I mean, the shade is a little dark again. Damn it. I didn't realize they actually come in different shades. This one's 04, which for baking my under eye, when I like to brighten my under eye, it definitely will be a little too dark. So I'm gonna just use this to set the rest of my face and mattify like my T-zone. But then I think I'll just bake with a regular loose setting powder so we don't completely mess up my complexion here. So let's just dust that on my T-zone. Oh my God, see what I mean? It's like making it so dark. It's definitely got a lot of color to it. It's not as translucent as I thought it would be. So that's probably my biggest complaint so far with this website, is just it's difficult to know what you're gonna get because there's no really descriptions of the products and it's hard to judge the shades. So I obviously effed up on that part, but we will persevere. We will continue. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade Fair Light to bake my under eyes, because this is definitely a brightening shade. And if you have tried their loose powder, let us know in the comments if it gives flashback, because obviously I can't really test it how I want to test it today. While that's baking, we'll actually leave it there until we finish up our eyes, because I'm not sure how much fallout their eyeshadows will have. We'll protect ourselves with the baking. So I have their eyeshadow base here. It's a very interesting kind of clear jelly consistency. Definitely not the consistency I'm used to for an eyeshadow base. Are you seeing this color difference though? Y'all, you saw nothing. We're faking it until you make it at this point. So I really have no idea how this is gonna apply, but I'm excited. Let's put her on. Oh, she's wet and slimy. That's what she said. Kind of has the same kind of consistency as that face pore filling primer we used. And I'm just waiting for it to dry down because it's so wet right now. Obviously, I'm not trying to go in with a shadow when it's wet because that'll make it patchy. So we're gonna give her a minute to dry. It's taking a long time though, I will say. It has dried down a little bit. It does have a lot of tackiness to it. I'm gonna do a layer of kind of powder over top of it first because it kind of concerns me how wet it is. So I've just applied my brows off camera, just using my regular brow pencil that I normally use because I don't have a FOREVER52 one to test out. But you may notice if you look real close that my brows have transformed. They're a lot better than they have been. You know, the ugly brow growth phase is over. I did get in with my first appointment with that brow specialist I was telling you about, and I did vlog it, so that will be coming out this week. So stay tuned for that because that's where I really get into, you know, what they've done. So stay tuned for that vlog if you want to know the details and the brow growth journey, basically. Thanks for sticking through it with me. If you didn't love me and my ugly brow growth phase, then you can't love me now. So moving on to the eyeshadow palette, I have their Glam Look palette. It's made up of a mixture of shimmers and matte, 16 shadows in there, and this looks like a really pretty fall palette. I'm digging those kind of orangey tones. Let's get in there. And just to quickly bless your day, let's do a little Prince feature. Look how cute he is. Okay, moving on. So first let's go in with this orange shade right here, and let's apply that in my crease all the way to the outer corner here. Ooh, we got pigment, you guys. I was kind of worried about that. Definitely dipping into the palette. There is a lot of fallout, but applying it on the lid, not so shabby. So that color is beautiful. It's actually so vibrant. It's even more vibrant in person, and it's blending out really nicely. I'm definitely surprised by that primer. I feel like for sure putting the little bit of powder over top helped, but the shadows are going on really nicely over it. Now let's go in with the matte yellow shade, and let's just focus that kind of from the middle of our crease to the inner corner. Do a little nice gradient. The shadows are really powdery, so you want to make sure that you're flicking off the excess before you apply, but if you're doing that, then they are really easy to work with. Now I want to do a little cut crease moment, so I'm going to use my Shape Tape and a small detailing brush to do that. Now I'm just going to set that with a foundation powder. Now let's go in with this dark berry shimmery shade, and we'll apply that right on the outer corner close to my lash line. And I'm actually going to mix that with the matte plum shade just so it's a little bit darker, but I'm pretty impressed so far. We got pigment, they're blending into each other okay, and barely any fallout as long as you're tapping your brush. So now let's go in with like this champagne shimmer shade from the palette. I'm gonna spritz my brush with Fix Plus so then we can get a nice intense inner corner highlight. I was hoping this was more of like an icy color for an inner corner highlight, but it'll do, it'll do. Ready to wipe away the fallout and that setting powder that we have under there. We'll do a quick flash test to see if any of that loose setting powder that we used on my T-zone gives flashback or not. There is absolutely no flashback. Actually, my complexion looks really, really good. Not a pore in sight. So although I'm not sure how that translucent setting powder is for baking, definitely for setting your T-zone and all that, it is passing the flash test and actually did a good job of setting. So now let's finish up the eyes. I'm gonna use the gold shimmer shade for my lower lash line. So first let's use it on a dry brush for a more blended out look, softer look. And that's all I'll do for eyeshadow with this look. I really like how it turned out. I'm impressed by these shadows for it being such an affordable palette. The colors are vibrant, they're true to pan. And the formulas blend really nicely into each other, and I just think we created a nice look. Like, I like this palette. Definitely Sylvia approved. Moving on. So next, let's try out their Big and Bold Volume Mascara. And they weren't lying when they said big and bold. Look at this wand, you guys. It's literally massive. Again, there's no description on the website, but I'm assuming this is gonna give you big and bold lashes. The wand is so massive that with my tiny eyes, like, it really is difficult to get right to the root of my lash. So normally this wouldn't be like the style of wand I reach for. Definitely need a few layers to get every lash coated, and it's giving me really nice wispy, more natural looking lashes. I wouldn't say that they're bold, you know, necessarily. I've definitely had mascaras that give you more volumized lashes, but I really like that it slowly builds the product so your lashes don't get clumpy like a lot of volumizing mascaras can do. Mascara's applied. I think it's like mediocre. Honestly, the giant wand kind of throws me off. If you have big eyes, you might not be as stressed about it as me, but it's massive. Like, it takes up my whole eye and I couldn't really get to the root of my lash, but I still really like the way my lashes look. If this mascara doesn't smudge throughout the day or flake, then it would be a contender, I will say, especially at the affordable price point. But obviously, on first impression, it's hard to know. So we have the FOREVER52 natural looking false lashes, and I don't know what they mean by natural looking because these look hella dramatic to me, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply these off camera just to save time. I'll be right back. So lashes are on, and I mean, they are anything but natural. I will say I'm kind of confused at the name, but who knows? Maybe in the Middle East, you know, these are considered natural. I don't know. But either way, I'm liking them. I feel like they're lifting my outer corner of my eye and really opening them up. I feel like it suits the eyeshadow look that we did. The band is a little bit stiffer than what I'm used to, but it just takes a little bit more finessing and a little bit more patience when you're gluing them down. I'm liking them. Now that we're done with our eyes, let's move on to the rest of our face makeup. For bronzer and blush, we have the Twinkle Stars 4-color blusher palette. So you got a bronzer in there and then 3 blush shades. We'll go in with the bronzer first, and let's apply that in the hollows of my cheeks. I mean, I'm already hella tan thanks to this 3 shades too dark foundation, but you know, we'll go through the motions of a full face. I'm digging this bronzer. It's got that type of formula that you can subtly build it. It's got a nice color for my skin tone. It's warm, but it still has got that little bit of a cooler kind of undertone, so it works as a contour too, and I'm liking it. Moving on to blush, you know, I can't choose. Let's just mix all of them, because why not? And this is my favorite blush brush right now. It's from MAC. It's just such a perfect kind of fluffiness to give you a really nice soft blush application. Oh, those shades all mixed together are so pretty. Wow, I'm really liking this blush and bronzer combo. So this palette is definitely a yes for me. I like the formula of it. It's all matte shades in there. So for highlight, I have the Twinkle Stars highlighter in TSH005. It's stunning in the pan. Let's dip in. Looks like it's got kind of like a champagne or rose gold reflect to it. Oh, that is blinding. It is almost too blinding, exposing my cheek pimple here. Do a little bit of a lip sweat moment. Love that. So this definitely isn't for the faint of heart. If you like a blinding scene from space type of highlight, you will love it. It's got a lot of glitter chunks in it, but it still melts really nicely into my skin. And I mean, the formula is just right up my alley, so I am digging this highlight. So for lips, I have one of their matte liquid lipsticks in the shade YLC009. These shade names are stressing me. Why are they all just numbers? It's got a typical little doe foot applicator. Oh, it's so creamy. The formula is kind of reminding me of the BH Cosmetics Cashmere liquid lipstick, which I like. So I waited a few minutes, and this is as much as it's drying down, more of like a satin finish. It's very comfortable on my lips. It doesn't accentuate the lines or anything like that, and it's not drying like a liquid lipstick usually is. Last step is setting spray. I grabbed their Fix and Mix 02 setting spray. So let's give us a nice spritz. Oh god, that's very aggressive. Usually I'd hold my setting sprays like this close to my face, but with this one, you gotta go far. If anything, spray it up in the sky and let it rain on you because it's very aggressive. I'm soaked now. I'm soaked. Let's just pounce that in with the beauty blender. Definitely brought some dewiness back to my skin. Now let's get more into the final thoughts in the outro. So this is the final look using all of those FOREVER52 products. Honestly, overall, I am pretty impressed. I had never heard about this brand before you guys started requesting me to do it, and I'm glad that I did because we tried a lot of really great new products at, you know, pretty good price point. So the only stuff that I was kind of like, whatever, is the mascara. The wand was just so massive. It was just hard to use. Like, I'm not gonna go through all that struggle if I don't have to with other mascaras. You know what I'm saying? Also, that finishing setting spray, although it did do a good job of kind of melting everything together, it kind of has a weird smell to it. The spritz is very aggressive, and my skin's kind of left a little bit sticky. So I don't know if that's my favorite setting spray, but I mean, it wasn't horrible by any means. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other brands that you want me to do one of these like one brand makeup tutorial type videos, leave them down below. I'll be sure to do that for you guys. But before you go, make sure you click right here to subscribe to my channel, and then check out my eyeshadow palette with BH Cosmetics by clicking this button right here. And I know you're bored. Click one of these other videos of mine to continue watching the Sylvia Gani channel. I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you so much for watching. watching. Bye guys. Mwah.